welcome to my channel. Today I will be filming Laith's birth story video. I've been so excited to do this video and put it on my channel because it was literally the most amazing moment of my life, having my child. So anyways, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you will see more content like this. And stay with my YouTube family, please. I would love to have you. And also, if you are a YouTuber and want me to check out your content, leave a comment down below and I will be sure to do that. Anyways, let's just jump into this video. So, before I forget, I will probably upload, if I can figure out how to do it, pictures from his birth, since we didn't vlog it because you're not allowed to vlog in the hospitals around here. So I will probably upload pictures throughout the video. Some of them may be graphic, like obviously I'm not going to show my vagine or anything like that, but some of them, you know, little baby parts like blood, stuff like that. I'm a labor and delivery nurse, so it doesn't bother me, but it might bother you, so just beware. But anyways, so the morning of his birth, I was induced at 39 weeks, and that morning we went in, we got up at 5 a.m. Let me start there. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let me calm down. We got up at 5 a.m. No, that's not right either. So that morning we got up and we had to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. So we got up around 4, but the hospital is like 15 minutes away. So I got up at 4. I think my husband Vance, I think he got up at like 4:30 because all he had to do was like wash his face, brush his teeth, and throw some clothes on because we were so close to the hospital. But when you get there at our hospital, you register. I know some hospitals you like pre-register, but we live in such a small area that like you literally just go that morning and get registered then. So we went in, got registered, and that took maybe 10 to 15 minutes. It was like a super quick process. So they take you to your room, and the nurses were like super overwhelming and like greeting us and like so friendly, and it was just amazing how nice they were. So they took me to my room, and at the hospital I work at now as a labor and delivery nurse, I work in a high-risk hospital. We don't have our patients do HIPAA baths when they get there, but my hospital did, the one that I delivered at. And we'll get into like me being a labor and delivery nurse and why I didn't deliver at my hospital in a minute. But anyways, so I went in, took a HIPAA bath to make sure that like I was nice and clean, just in case I did have to go for a C-section. So all that went down. When I got out, they started my IV, asked me a whole bunch of random questions, like pretty much the same questions they ask in my hospital. Like the questions are ridiculous. So they ask you like a million questions, and I just remember the nurse saying, "Oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock, we have to get this Pitocin started," because I was induced with Pitocin. So they are like on such a time frame. It is amazing like how they worked and getting everything done, getting my Pitocin started on time. It was just amazing. I guess because they're a smaller hospital, because where I work sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But anyways, so it was amazing how on schedule they were and just getting everything started. So my Pitocin started at 6 a.m. and I remember turning the channel onto ABC and watching the news that morning, and then shift change. So at 7 I got a new nurse. Her name was Miss Dot. She was the most amazing nurse in the world, and she was actually an LPN, y'all. And I started out as an LPN, so she was just literally the most amazing nurse I have ever had. So that just goes to show you, you don't have to be an RN to be an amazing nurse. And it is so, I'm sorry I'm getting on this tangent, but it is so, one time I had somebody look at me and say, "Are you a nurse or are you just an LPN?" And LPNs are nurses. And I mean, they care for the patients the same as an RN, and like with compassion. Oh, we better not even go there because that'll like get me in on. That's a video for another day. But anyways, so my nurse Miss Dot, the LPN, was absolutely amazing, and she is actually the reason I wanted to become a labor and delivery nurse. have always worked in geriatrics. I started out as an LPN. I got my RN, stayed in geriatrics. But as an RN, they just kind of throw you behind the computer. I wasn't doing patient care anymore, and felt like I was losing all my skills. And after my experience in labor and delivery, thanks to Ms. Dot, I became a labor and delivery nurse. Anyways, so I remember watching TV that morning, and she was like, "Are you feeling these contractions? You're having pretty good contractions." I was like, "All I'm really feeling is the baby kind of like ball up in my belly." And she's like, "No, sweetie, no. Those are contractions." I was like, "Oh, well then, yeah." I was like, "They're not." She was like, "Are they hurting?" I was like, "Nope, not hurting. Just feels like he's balling up." So she was like, "Okay." So we watched Live with Kelly and Michael, and then, no, was it Kelly and Michael? Yeah, I think it might have still been, nope. I think she had guest host. Either way, we were watching Live with Kelly. So we were watching Live with Kelly, and then we watched whatever comes on after that. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And at 10:25, the midwife came in and checked me. She was like, "You're 3 centimeters," which I had been 3 centimeters since I was like 36 weeks, so that was like nothing new. So she was like, "We're just gonna go ahead and break your water." So she broke my water and stretched me to 4 centimeters. Well, after that, Miss Dot was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and call anesthesia since you said you want an epidural, and we'll go ahead and get that going." I'm like, "Oh no, I don't need an epidural, I'm fine." She was like, "I'm just gonna go ahead and call him anyways." Not even 5 minutes later, when I felt the intensity of that first contraction after my water was broke, y'all, never in my life have I been in so much pain. So now, whenever my patients are having contractions and they're feeling them, I get nauseous for them. I will never forget what that contraction felt like. Like, I have forgotten like the pain of the recovery and everything. But the feeling of those contractions, and oh my goodness. So I was like, "Where's the anesthesia?" And she's like, "See, I told you you were gonna want that epidural." So luckily for me, she had already called him. He came in, he was absolutely amazing. He got my epidural started. He stayed right in there with me for the first 15 minutes. And luckily he did, because my blood pressure dropped to like, I think the lowest it got was like 84/70. So my blood pressure was like, which happens when you get an epidural sometimes. So I think they ended up giving me 2 rounds of ephedrine to get that blood pressure back up. Because like, when you start going downhill, baby starts going downhill. So they handled that whole situation very well, because it does happen. Mom's blood pressures do drop. So they handled that whole situation well, and I already have like a low run-in blood pressure anyways. Like, it went up a little bit during pregnancy if you've watched some of my other videos, but my blood pressure is usually like 100/70 anyways. Like, I don't have a high blood pressure, but that was just a little bit too low, and it got kind of scary. But they fixed me. So all that fun stuff went down, and mind you, whenever I got my water broke, my husband had stepped out of the room, and whenever they came in to start my epidural, he had stepped out of the room. So like, every time he stepped out of the room for whatever reason, something significant happened. And then when he came back like right when he was getting ready to start the epidural. So he was there for it, but he had left, and right when he walked back in, he was like traumatized, I think, by the whole epidural process, but he did so good through it. But anyways, so got my epidural, blood pressure dropped, they laid me down, and they laid me on my right side when they laid me down. And that whenever you get an epidural, like, it's like gravity based, and so like all the medicine kind of shifted to the right side, and I was feeling every single contraction on the left side of my abdomen. And so I was like getting ill and irritable, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna have to fix me, please fix me now." And so anesthesia came right back. Such an amazing man, came right back in there. He adjusted my medicine, like had me lay on my left side and kind of pushed everything to that side, and everything was hunky-dory after that. One thing I was nervous about my epidural, I was nervous about not being able to move my legs. But at the hospital I was at, the epidural is actually like patient-based, like kind of like a PCA pump, like if you've ever been on a pain pump, and you can push whenever you need a dose. And so luckily my legs never went numb. I had full range of motion of my legs the entire time, and I am so grateful. Seriously, I was nervous about not being able to move my legs and getting the Foley catheter, because after they do your epidural they put a catheter in, because obviously you can't get up because your sensory perception is off. So anyways, we got all that situated, laying there. A few hours, like I would say it was probably about 12:30 by now, because like that whole process just kind of took a minute. My blood pressure dropping, so it's probably about 12:30. Still laying on my side. They get me on what is called a peanut ball, and so they literally just take a peanut ball and put it between your legs, and it like opens up your pelvis. Like you turn your hips into the bed, and they put the peanut ball between your legs, and it helps to open you up so that the baby can come into the world, because that's what has to happen. So my camera's fixing to die. Sorry y'all. When I started the video it said I had 20 minutes to film, but it was a liar. It only gave me 11 minutes. Anyways, I think I left off on the peanut ball. So they put you on the peanut ball, baby come, like to open up your pelvis, the baby can come out, and like all of a sudden I was like, for about 45 minutes I've been kind of feeling like I have to poop, so I think I need a bedpan. And the nurse was like, are you sure you need to poop? I was like, yeah, I think I need to poop. She was like, we're just gonna get checked because you might be dilating a little more. So I was like, okay. So she checked me, didn't say anything. She's like, I'm gonna go get the midwife. And at this point my sister was there, because clearly my husband had stepped out again. Like, baby's ready to be here, and he's just like disappearing. Sorry, I thought something's been there. Whew. Anyways, so he's gone, and my sister's in there, and she just kind of looks at me, I look at her, and we're like, what's going on? Like, it's kind of scary, I don't know what's happening. And the nurse walks back into the room, and my sister looked at her and was like, what's going on? She's like, she's 9 centimeters, I called Amanda in here, you know, just to kind of check her. She'll probably be complete by the time Amanda gets in here. Amanda was the midwife, if I haven't said that already. And so we're like, oh my gosh. I was like, Caitlin, you're gonna have to call Vance, because like I planned on, obviously my husband and my sister was gonna be in there for a delivery, because I wanted her to take pictures, because she takes good pictures. And I really hope I can get this in a play for y'all somewhere during the video. But anyways, so she calls Vance and was like, hey, you're about to get a dad, like legit, your girl's 9 centimeters, you better get here. And so Vance's like, oh my gosh. And so he makes it, obviously, and he's in there, and I just remember getting a little irritated, because like my nurse is on this side holding this leg, getting ready to, you know, count for me through my contractions, and my husband was on this side holding this leg, and Amanda was like, if you want you can put on some gloves and you can hand the baby to her when the baby comes out. And so Vance's like, yeah, let's do that. So he got some gloves, was holding my leg, and then for whatever reason the tech comes in and just takes my leg from him. And that was a new experience for me, because I mean, most of the time if the family members want to hold the legs, that's what you do. Like, it's their show, not the hospital's. Like, everything's like going okay. So I do remember being irritated about that, but I was okay. Vance was still by me, and I think he was a little upset too, because I remember him taking his gloves. Okay, I'm like getting emotional about this, like my baby hormones are still giant, and because I just remember, it kind of, I guess, hurts my feelings, because I just remember him taking my gloves off and like just looking so defeated, like she just like took over. And so anyways, he was still standing there by me, like kissing me, like giving me like little sips of water if I needed it. And so we're pushing, and then I remember her being like, okay, you're gonna feel the ring of fire. which is a real thing. You do feel that. She was like, when you get there, girl, she's like, you just gotta keep pushing. She's like, I want you to give me a few good coughs. If you give me a few good coughs, she might not tear. And I was like, okay, let's do that then. And so I was like giving her a few good coughs and like giving her some pushes. And the next thing I remember is like a baby's crying. I only pushed for 15 minutes and the cough method did not work because I actually got a 3rd degree tear. But my baby was 8 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches long. Like, and I've got like a short little torso here, so no wonder I felt like I was like suffocating the whole pregnancy because he was like literally laying on all the important organs that I need to breathe. So that's where that comes in, because like I would be so out of breath all the time. But anyways, so comes out crying, 8 pounds 11 ounces. I'm pretty sure he had 8-9 apgars. I think they took off for color because I have a picture and he did like look like a little blue when he came out, but once they started getting stimulated he like got pink real quick. So I just have a picture, and I hope I can get it on to show up in the video, of Vance grabbing him and putting him on my chest like barehanded, like bloody cheesy baby to the chest. And I don't care, it was like a magical moment. And so he did put the baby on the chest, even though girl over here is like all up in our way, like taking our moment. And the nursing nurse was over there stimulating him and getting him all good. Her name was Teresa. And so that all went well. Oh, just such an amazing moment. It's like, it's just one of those things you have to be there for. But anyways, and all that went down. Where was I? Had the baby. So then at this point, baby's doing good, and you do your hour of skin to skin after your baby is born. And so they took him and put him in the warmer so that they could get his pulse ox on him. And they actually have to take the babies across the room to do all this stuff. So like I missed everything, but my sister went over and took pictures, and it was so sweet. And they brought him back to me, and Amanda had like been down there like this whole time trying to figure out like how to fix me. And she was like, somebody see if Ashley's here, which is the other midwife, and she's actually a friend of the family. And they're like, see if Ashley's here. I'm like, oh, I'd love to see Ashley, she'd love to see the baby, da 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 da. And Ashley was not there, so they actually had to call the doctor in, and he had to come in and fix me because it was that bad. Oh, that's awful. So yeah, doctor had to come in and fix me up so that I would like it is a very like forgiving down there, but like still, you still want to like be put back together. Anyways, so they got me put back together, and the whole experience was just amazing. All like, even the chick over here trying to steal my husband's thunder, that was still good. Like, just amazing. Oh. So I really hope y'all enjoyed listening to my birth vlog, and if you're interested, I can kind of go into what happened after delivery. He delivered on December 21st. We actually did not leave the hospital until Christmas Eve, December 24th. It was a Sunday because because he got jaundice. So if you want to know about us rooming in as parents with him at the hospital, just leave a comment below and I can go through all that and like everything that happened while we stayed in the hospital with him. So yeah, so that's it. I really hope y'all enjoyed this birth story because I have been so excited about it and really wanting to do this video and get it out there and just relive the moment again because it's just so amazing. I did put some notes on my phone, so I'm going to look in here and see if I forgot anything. Yeah, so this said like around 3:30 I felt like I had to poop, and it actually says I was 9.5 centimeters. And then I started pushing, only pushed for 15 minutes, and he was born at 4:03. Another thing that's kind of funny about that is I know my baby was born at 4:03 because like when the baby comes out, they're like baby, and they call the time that he's born. So they said 16:03. and they even wrote it on like a whiteboard, which is really neat because we need to like take that on at our hospital. But they write when you're complete and when your placenta delivers and all that on a whiteboard, and I got a picture of it, so like I said, if I can get it uploaded, I will upload it. Something kind of funny about that. So he delivered at 1604, and then I have his footprint sheet and his little memory sheet with like who delivered him and everything. And I also have a picture of it too. And one of the things says he was born at 1703, and the other one said he was born at 1903. So there's like 3 different times, but it is legit. The kid was born at 1603. I just thought it was kind of funny because like the same person filled out all of them, so that's what makes it even funnier. It was just like a hot mess because the same person filled like all of it out. Well, I don't know if she did the whiteboard, but I know she did do 2 sheets of paper. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video, like I said, and please just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment if you have any more questions about my delivery story, if you want to know what happened while we had to stay in the hospital so long, what all went down with that situation. If you want to know about the whole breastfeeding issue, go ahead and leave a comment below and I can do a video on that also. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it and I hope you have a good day. Bye!